What up, world? It's your boy Jaystar back again with another video. We got right here the first look at the showdown for Thursday night. Big rivalry game, for Pittsburgh versus Cleveland here. As I go with the first look, like I say, I just go through kind of simple, fantasy things like that that's supposed to kind of go off and stuff like that. Just looking at a quick glance of, overview real quick. Not really digging deep into the full strategy of everything, all the way down to a value play or a sleeper type play. I go more over that over the full strategy video that I lay out come Wednesday night or something like that, or maybe Thursday morning when I drop that video, so y'all can really full out go over your lineups, because I like to make sure everybody's playing and stuff like that before I do those type of lineups and stuff. So, but just real quick here, we have a really high running back play. Of course, Nick Chubb coming off a big, huge game. We all knew he was going to destroy the Jets. I mean, I hope you knew, because if you didn't have him, you missed out on his biggest game of the season so far. Only didn't even hit the 100-yard bonus, which is crazy. I thought he actually got over that, but didn't even get that, but did have 17 touches, caught a little bit of passes, but it was the goal line touchdowns, man. Like 3 touchdowns, man, is really what got him over the top, because especially when you don't get over that 100-yard bonus. But in this game, I mean, he's always, always has that chance to give you a big fantasy, because like I said, even though he doesn't even get a 100-yard bonus, he can still get every goal line touch and get over to 20 something points fantasy and be viable to take at captain. Especially like every time he's going to be on the showdown, he's always going to have the opportunity, if you can at least think that they are going to get multiple opportunities to score in the game too, especially. So he's definitely a good play to take at captain, especially being at home rivalry game, like I said too. Usually go with the home back and stuff like that, like I say. But you also kind of got to put together the story, like I tell y'all in my showdown video, how to do the showdown, so that way y'all can put together really good showdown lineups, which I'm learning a lot too. More like, gotta make sure when I do my stories, to really pick a team that I really feel that's gonna win the game, and then go ahead and attack it by what I know should work against the defensive strategy and stuff like that the opposing team is running against that team. And also what kind of weapons and stuff like that should be able to take advantage of that type of defensive scheme and stuff like that, and then just pick that team is going to win and hit on like as many of the weapons that I feel like is going to be able to take advantage of that and lock them into the lineup. So that's really how you win these showdowns, man. It's really that, and it'll get you down to picking out the right sleepers and stuff like that, which I'll go over more in my strategy video for this showdown too, later on this week. So, but next up, we got Naji Harris. I do expect him to run a little bit more, but the only thing is, Tomlin is talking about making more big plays, man. Big plays, man. He wants more big plays out of this team. He wants more, like, I feel like trick plays or stuff like that. They keep, they tried, I think, the flea flicker and stuff like that in the game. I think it went well. They hit Fryermuth, I think, in the first game of the season. I know with that play. It seems like the biggest connection so far is Fryermuth when it comes to Trubisky. Trubisky kind of has that same problem though that I noticed that what's his name, Carr has though. Like in his touchdown production is not good. Like it's kind of like trash, like to tell you the truth. Like I wish they would just switch him out. I'm gonna keep saying that all year until he finally loses the job, man. Like it just becomes a backup, because I just feel like he's a better backup than a starter. But I believe like Tomlin wants to know the key, trying to figure out the key to, them hitting on splashier plays, because back-to-back weeks, I mean, it's nothing but a whole bunch of field goals, really. Like they're just kicking a lot of field goals, winning the games with field goals, and they have such an elite offense of talent, man. Like they should be able to have high scoring opportunity, every game literally, and they should be scoring 28 points every game. And it should be a team where, like you're scared not to play these, their players, but it's literally because of the quarterback play, man. So, but like I say, like it seems like they do want to get Najee Harris more involved to maybe set up bigger plays for them. So I do expect him to get more involved. The 15 attempts already shows he went up from 10. Had 5 receptions out of 6 targets. So had 20 actual touches, for the ball this last week. Expect to have it again too. Like literally do. I expect his actual targets to stay up at this 6th level right here. Maybe get to 8. When need be. So because of that, he's always going to have that opportunity to get you 20 fantasy, because any back that's getting 6 targets a game usually has the highest chance to get in 20 fantasy points, which also, since he can also get into the touchdown too through the air, things like that. Like over here, he got a touchdown from the air. So definitely viable to take at captain as well, as a running back, even as a way back too. Especially if you think they're going to be down, because they're probably going to have to dump the ball a lot, and could get him a lot of fantasy points that way. Amari Cooper finally hit big. I don't know though if it all came down to, because I was kind of disappointed because I had Peoples Jones had the touchdown and they took it away because his foot wasn't down, and I really feel like that changed the whole game after that, because Amari Cooper came right back and ended up getting the touchdown on that drive. And after that, also, Sauce Gardner got hurt in this game, so their number one cornerback that probably would have been giving Amari Cooper a harder time. They would have forced the ball to get to Peoples Jones instead. But when he got hurt, I mean, every target just went to Amari Cooper after that. He destroyed whoever the backup was at cornerback there for the Jets, for 101 yards, 10 targets, 9 receptions, and a touchdown too. So just completely went off. I expect him to now, since, I mean, you've seen the connection he finally had, which I expected the first game he was going to have 12 targets or 15 targets, and he didn't. But this, after coming off a game like this, I expect him to be definitely a good play in this game. If he can get these type of targets, could be a good captain for this game as well. And then let me see, do I have one more that I like in this game? I would say that's obvious. Deontay Johnson has the hardest matchup, I feel like, when it comes to this game. Let me see. Was Claypool's targets? I know they've been so whack. Like I said, Trubisky is just not really getting the ball to these great playmakers he has. 6 targets is not enough for Claypool, man. It's really just not enough. And like I said, with like how many like touchdowns? 1-1. Exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's all Trubisky fault, y'all. Like, he's definitely, I'm sorry, it's gonna be so hard to ever take him at captain. But Deontay Johnson is definitely in play just because of the fact these targets, man. The target volume is still, like, Trubisky is definitely throwing the ball to him. Definitely got to get the ball to him, because I'm sure if he wasn't getting targeted, he'd be mad, and he probably would be already asking for it to get him out the game. Get Trubisky out the game. Let's roll with the rookie, because I mean, if he ever slips and not throws this guy 10 targets, I'm sure he's going to be saying, can you please, let's give a chance to this rookie, because I believe he's going to give me a touchdown, because he has yet to score a touchdown even with these targets. But he's definitely, he's fantasy viable to go off at any given moment with these targets still, because he can break a big one. His long already right here, 25 yards, even 17 the next game. All they need is one of these long ones to actually go for a touchdown. And his yards just needs to go up, and he can definitely be fantasy viable for captain too as well. And that's probably the last person I would say in this game that could be captain. I think I would say though both defenses is definitely in play in this game too. Just because these quarterbacks aren't really proven. Brissett plays really safe though. Usually doesn't throw too many picks. I know he threw one in his last game here, but he usually plays very safe and doesn't really throw a lot of picks. And doesn't really usually throw a lot like he did in his first game with his 34. But sometimes he might have to, and it looks like the targets I would believe would go to Amari Cooper now. I don't see why. He's such a good route runner. And anytime, definitely he got a matchup where the cornerback isn't as good as Sauce Gardner or, just a really elite cornerback, I definitely feel like he's going to be in played in on those weeks. Also, they should be moving him around more to make sure he gets a good matchup too, because he's just the best route runner they have out there at receiver. Other than that, like I said, I can't really put anybody else so far that I would say from this first look and looking at this. Maybe after a couple of days of really going over this a little more, might be able to see somebody that I like a little more, at captain. But right now, those are the two, the few obvious people right here. These three, right, or I mean 4 right here, players. Just because, like I said, they're getting the most value, and that's what you're looking for when it comes to captain, man. The most value leads to high fantasy points every time, and so you don't want to go to people, that's not going to get the volume enough to really get there, or you just taking a chance or a gamble, but those kind of players you just want to plug into the flex and stuff like that when it comes to these showdowns and stuff like that. But so that's my first look at just really looking at this game. Like I said, down the line later down the week, when I go over strategy, I'll dig more deep into just how to like fully build out the lineup. We're picking the right, value plays down here and stuff like that. Who has the best matchup? Like I said, because of defensive strategy, like I always go over, maybe the cornerbacks or something like that might be too weak, or safeties down the line for this tight ends and stuff like that. That way, y'all able to play the right players for this showdown to win y'all some money, man. You know, because that's what it's all about. We just trying to win money, man. We try to win big. What is this one for this week? Okay, so we got a big one. Yeah, good, because I know the showdowns were a lot less because on the Monday, because they had two different showdowns, so the money was a lot less for us to win. And then also they had a 2-gamer too, where the big money was at, which I didn't even know. Otherwise I would have had a video out for that too as well. But I'll see y'all, man, with the strategy video for this full showdown slate. I mean, for the full showdown on Thursday. It's your boy Jaystar, and I'm out. Peace.